Welcome to the Better Together podcast, where we look for ways we can work together to advance the gospel of Jesus Christ. Today we have Mr. William Slater. He's the Dean of Adult and Online Studies at Welch College in Gallatin, Tennessee. And before he was doing that, he was in education for 3 decades. He was the headmaster at Hendersonville Christian Academy. And so, Mr. Slater, it's so good to have you here with us today, my friend.
Well, good to be here. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
You guys have a lot going on over at Welch College, and we wanted to have you over today to talk a little bit about this certificate of, I think, biblical studies and ministry that you have. Tell us about that.
Yeah,
program.
well, what's very interesting about this particular program, which is new, it's new in English. The program actually started with the Certificate of Biblical and Ministry Studies in Spanish.
Wow.
And then it was just approved in English. So we typically think of things starting in English and then maybe going to a different language. This one at Welch College started in Spanish and now is available in English. So we're very excited to launch this program.
So, folks, you're listening in, you're thinking, hey, I know someone that speaks Spanish, and that's really the original program. That was Jose Rodriguez.
That is correct. Yeah.
Doing that. So, English, Spanish, we can work either way. It does have a specific design, though, doesn't the program?
Yes, and this is a certificate, so it's not a degreed program, but at the conclusion, those who sign up for the Certificate of Biblical Ministry Studies, when they complete the coursework, they will get a certificate, and so it's 15 credit hours, and those are actual college credit hours. So if someone wanted to, they could take those hours and apply them to an associate's degree or even onto a bachelor's degree. So these are college classes. In fact, some of the students that'll be in these classes, there are 7 different classes, they'll be in with students that are pursuing associates and bachelor's degrees as well. But it's kind of a stepping stone or a way for those who are pastors, maybe who have not had the opportunity to earn a degree in theology and Bible or in ministry, to get a certification that they can share with their folks and obviously learn so that they can better minister to their folks. But it's not just for pastors, it's also for lay leaders in the church, Sunday school teachers, deacons, youth pastors, anyone who would like to serve the Lord better in the ministry, in the church ministry where God has planted them.
So really it helps them to be a good steward of their time, more information. I suspect even if you're pastoring, it's the kind of stuff you could immediately transfer over into your teaching and preaching ministry. What kind of coursework, what kind of classes are they taking with this particular certificate?
So they don't have to be taken in a particular order, but kind of one of the classes in it is Intro to Biblical Studies, and so that would help anyone to learn how better to study the Scriptures. And then there are 2 courses that are in Old Testament survey, 2 courses in New Testament survey, and then the one that I think I'm the most excited about is an internship course where an individual, if someone is a pastor in a church, they'll be paired with a mentor pastor in order to help them to accomplish a project for growth, and that could be either growth when it comes to how something that needs to be added to the church, or if they're not a pastor, if they're a deacon, they'll be paired with someone, a lay leader, that can help them to do a better job where God has planted them. So the coursework is exactly what the certificate says. It's very practical in nature. Those who will be the instructors, the faculty members, they not only have their academic credentials, but they also are those who are in ministry right now. They're practitioners, they're pastors, they're folks who are actually doing the work of the church. For example, when you take a New Testament course, it's not just about the content, but it's it's then also about applying that content to the ministry that God has called you to do in your local church.
It sounds like they can be involved in ministry right now. The delivery system, is it on campus and online as well?
Yes, and so the certificate can be earned either on campus or online. And so we have, if someone lives near Gallatin, near our campus in Sumner County, then they can come to campus. They can take these 7 courses. But if they don't live close enough, then it can be fully online, and that instruction is given in an online format, which also includes interaction. And since the pandemic, most folks are now more used to that interactive time on the screen. In fact, we call it face-to-face time, because really it is. It's screen-to-screen time. We differentiate now between in-person classes and face-to-face classes. And so each of the courses will be delivered. And there is a somewhat of a at-your-own-pace type of a program. There are weekly assignments because it is for college credit. There are assignments, there is assigned reading, there are tests, there are quizzes, and you do receive a grade. But it is transcripted credit. So you'll receive from Welch College a college transcript for the Certificate of Biblical and Ministry Studies.
And we should point out that's accredited by SAC-COC and ABHC, Association for Biblical Higher Education, and so they could use that if they so desired.
Yeah, that's correct.
So what kind of cost and how could I sign up if I'm a listener today?
Yeah, so it's very affordable, $379 per credit hour, and if you've looked at tuition rates, that is a very affordable rate. In fact, at Welch College, online delivery, or I should say adult studies, because you can come on campus as well. But as an adult student, when you come to campus, the lowest tuition rate on campus is the adult and online studies rate, which is $379 per credit hour. There are 15 credit hours in the program. As I mentioned, 7 courses. Some of those courses are 2-hour courses. Some of them are 3-hour. And then the internship is a 1 credit course. The great thing about it is that there may be some folks who already have college credit, maybe from another Christian college or a Bible college, or those that perhaps started at Welch College and for whatever reason, life happened, they weren't able to complete a degree. They can take and apply that college credit, and those transfer credits are still good. That's the great thing about college credit, is that there is no shelf life to them. They're always there. And so if an individual has already taken some of these courses, they can transfer those from another institution, or of course, if they've taken them at Welch College, then they would apply to those as well. We've identified some folks who have started at Welch College, and once again, perhaps something took place, they weren't able to finish, and there are some folks that would be able to come back to Welch College for their certificate, and they'd have more than half of the coursework already done for the certificate. So we would love to speak with them and take a look at their transcripts, whether it's from Welch College or from another Christian college. It would need to be from a Christian college, because all of these courses are Bible and ministry type courses, so theology courses. So another Christian college, or those that maybe already have some credit at Welch.
That's great. So if you're interested, we want to encourage you to get in contact with Mr. Slater and the folks at Welch College. You could call them at 615-675-5255, 615-675-5255, or just go to welch.edu. You can email you there, and there's some more information about the certificate program. Just see what they can do you to go really get all the way home with this particular certificate.
That's correct. And it is welch.edu. If you want to go directly to the page for this, that would be welch.edu/certificate. So just add the word certificate after the /. It'll take you right to the information that you need for the Certificate of Biblical and Ministry Studies at Welch College.
Good job. Well, thank you, Mr. Slater. I appreciate you stopping by to talk to us about this important certificate today.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
And we want to thank you, our listeners. We appreciate everything you're doing. If you know someone that might benefit from this program, we encourage you to share this podcast with them. Remember, every little thing we do is helpful. We truly are better together.